Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and today we are on KCAA Radio Network. We are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. And if you are streaming, you can always look out on your favorite streaming channel. We are there, especially under Building Solid Foundations via Roku TV and Amazon Fire TV. So I am excited today because I have an amazing guest for you. And our guest is Alan Shimamoto, who is a strategic business growth partner and leadership coach who helps business owners scale their companies without losing themselves in the process. With nearly 4 decades of experience in sales and leadership, he has built and scaled multiple service-based organizations. Most notably, he grew an insurance agency from 4 million to 19 million in 5 years, while developing the systems, leadership, and culture required for sustainable expansion. Today, he partners with business owners to strengthen mindset, strategy, and disciplined execution so they can lead at the next level. So let's go ahead and welcome Alan Shimamoto. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Hi, Marie. Good
How
to
are
see
you
you.
doing today?
Amazing.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I just got done with a talk on Friday at the Carlsbad Chamber delivering a keynote speech.
Wow.
Adversity is opportunity.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that was amazing. You know, a keynote speaker for Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. That is incredible. So how was it? How was the experience?
It was awesome. Had a lot of great feedback. It was nice to have people walk up afterwards and just share their adversity with me and how the talk impacted them and how it's going to help them going forward. So
Okay.
yeah, and my wife and my daughter were both there to support, so that was
Oh.
even more amazing.
Yeah, I mean Louisa is amazing too. I mean, you know, she's been in our radio show and she gave so many great things for our listeners. And now I'm excited to talk to you because when you were at the Queen's Business Expo as one of our panelists, I mean, you really, you know, you made us all feel good about what we learned from you. And I am excited to do the same thing here in the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. And so, as you know, Alan, we are on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, and we are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. So, really excited that you're in our show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Marie. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, Alan, you know, just to give some good information in regards to your background, can you share your story and how it all started for you?
Well, so if you want to go way back, my father during World War II was interned. He was one of 110,000 Japanese Americans put in a camp, and here in the United States, he's an American citizen, and being of Japanese descent, he had to basically live in a horse stall for 6 months and then another year and a half in a barracks. And the irony to that story, Marie, is that at the end of the 2 years, he ended up signing up for the U.S. Army.
Okay.
And yeah, so imagine that, your own country putting you in a camp, and then he decides, you know what, I'm not going to be a victim here. I'm going to sign up for the Army, and he serves in the U.S. Army 23 years. And his last tour took him to Japan. They met my mom. They got married. They realized they couldn't have kids, and they walked into a Japanese orphanage and picked me out of there. And so I was
Wow.
8 months old at the time, and he brought me back to the States. And so the irony to the story, Marie, is had he not been put in the camp, I wouldn't be sitting here on your show having this
Wow.
conversation with you, you know? And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
definitely God
amazing.
has a plan for you because now you're here helping so many entrepreneurs, with your entire life. So, knowing that that was your background and now that you are helping all these entrepreneurs, how do you approach, your teaching or your coaching to the entrepreneurs compared to the other coaches out there?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about what the other coaches do, but one of the things that I'm a big believer in is meeting people where they're at, you
Okay.
know? Yeah, because everyone, so you know a little bit of my story, Marie, like almost 4 months ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic
Mhm.
colon cancer and, total surprise. Um, and the interesting thing was when I asked the oncologist, hey, what am I dealing with here? I'm gonna expect the best, prepare for the worst kind of guy, and I need to
Mhm.
know what my worst case was. And she says, Alan, you have a very aggressive form of cancer, and we don't know. It could be months, we don't know.
Yeah.
I would, if I'm in your shoes, I would get your affairs in order. And she said, people in your position have a 2% chance of living past a year. And
Okay.
so with that in mind, I know everyone goes through their own challenges,
Hmm.
and their challenges may not necessarily, you know, in their mind, they might think, oh, it's nothing compared to what Alan's facing. But the reality of it is, we all have challenges, and we all have a limited time here on Earth, and so, we don't know. So, so what I tell people is, I'm in the same boat as you are. I don't know either. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, and so I just meet people where they're at in their challenge because what they're facing is real. Um, and I just ask a lot of questions. And the one thing I want to do is just identify, where they want to be and and then from there, how do we get there?
Okay.
And so yeah, just so I'll give you a great example. So a coaching client about 3 or 4 years ago called me up, Alan, I need a leadership coach. I said, really? He says, yeah, my company, our sales are flat. In fact, I think they're about ready to decline. Everyone in our industry is kicking butt except for us. And this was right when COVID started. And he goes,
Okay.
they're all kicking butt and we're not. And we really feel, my executive team feels like we need a leadership coach and for my executive team. I said, well, let's do this. Let's get on a call. I'll ask you some questions and we'll figure out exactly if I'm the right fit, number one, and if I can help you, and then we'll figure out, what I can do to help. Anyways, we get on a call, Marie. I ask him lots of questions, about his situation, and then what does he do to in this situation or that situation, or and what his challenges and what he's doing to overcome those challenges. And then I ask, questions like, have you tried this and have you tried that? And long story short, Marie, at the end, I asked him two questions. I said, hey, what did you love the most about our conversation today? And he said, Alan, I came into this thinking I needed a leadership coach for my executive team. But what I realized after all the questions you asked is I need a coach for me. Because if I don't get me right, the leadership coach for my executive team doesn't matter. And so I didn't have to tell him that, Marie. He came to his own conclusion based on the questions that I was asking
Okay.
that he needed that, right? And then my next question was, um, what were your biggest takeaways from our call today? And he said, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that. And what he was doing, Marie, is he was reiterating all of the things I was asking him.
Okay.
What do you do about this and what do you do about that? And he was actually reciting those things. But again, I didn't go in saying, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that. I just asked him, do you do this? Or do you do that? Or what about this? And what about that? And because I asked them in an open-ended frame, he was able to share with me what he was doing, and he was able to come to his own conclusion that he needed to do those things instead of me telling him what to do. So
Okay.
I was saying, if I say it, you can doubt it, but if you say it, it's true. And so my whole goal really is to get people to tell me instead of me telling them. And because of that, it's way easier for them to own their situation,
Okay.
right?
So
Instead of
you're
me
basically
dictating to them.
triggering their mind in terms of what they already know and helping them reorganize their
Yes,
thoughts and
yes,
come up with some of the actions that they weren't thinking about, and because
right,
of your questioning they're able to
right,
come up with those actions, right?
right. Yeah, I'm a big believer, Marie, that they already know the answer. My job as a coach is to bring that answer out in them. And so many times they get stuck on the how. And so I ask a lot of what questions, like what's your end goal? What's the outcome that you want? What do you feel the next step is? Right. And
Okay.
so, yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Well,
everyone has the answers already.
we're gonna take a commercial break, but I do wanted to expand your thoughts in regards to, into your situation now and what really changed from the time that, you were doing it before you got into this health condition you have. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're going to be right back. Don't go away, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Waite. I am your host at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. We will be right back.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
I'm Glenn Morshower. My face may look familiar to you from lots and lots of TV and film over the last 50 years. We're doing speaker training together and we're excited about helping you. We've got a lot of fundamentals that we will cover, including the art of playfulness, knowing who you are, remembering tonality, posture, all of these things that are life-changing. They are significant not only in your professional world, but in your personal life as well. We look forward to working with you in the near future.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and our guest is Alan Shimamoto. And we were talking about how he was able to help some of his clients in regards to asking questions. And he also shared that he has cancer that he's dealing with right now. And, getting back to that, Alan, that I know that it's hard for everybody to be in that position. But I wanted to understand is your mindset, how you had before you encountered this cancer condition you have. Was there any kind of change in terms of, coaching people?
No, yes and no. Yes and no. On one side, I'm even more passionate because I know I have a limited amount of time here on earth to share what I know. And so sitting in the hospital during the 10 days, and I kept asking myself the question, how many people, business owners or leaders, could be in the hospital for 10 days and their business stay running or their team stay effective? And the answer is not very many. A lot of times, or even how many could go a month or 2 months and still have their business run or their team run without them? And again, the answer is typically not very many. And so I just have an extra bounce in my step. In fact, the day I came home from the hospital, Marie, I got on a Zoom call,
Okay.
coaching client, and my wife's looking at me like, "What are you doing? You need to rest." I said, "Honey, I'm not a moper. I'm not going to sit here and mope. I have a calling, and I believe that God is going to use my story for good, and I need to get into action." So I got on the call, and so from a long-term perspective, my mindset hasn't changed. But from a short-term perspective, yeah, I need to get to it because a lot of people need to hear my story.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah. And so it's
I think it's a very powerful position that you're in when you're helping other people, knowing that you're dealing with this. I mean, I would say a lot of people that are in that situation, they might, just kind of feel depressed and they don't want to do anything, or they feel like, everything is against them. But your perspective of this whole situation is totally different. You've been more proactive than anything.
yeah. There's two reasons why. Number one, my parents, like I mentioned, my dad going into the camp could have
Mhm.
easily been a victim, right? Hey, the government put me in this camp, woe is me, life is bad. But instead, he chose to be a victor, and do something about it. He could have been bitter, but instead he chose to be better and signed up for the army. And so he passed that same mindset on to me, Marie, where no matter what circumstance I face, because I've faced in my lifetime tons of challenges that have threatened my will to move forward, but I've always looked at things from, what can I learn from this? What, I'm put in this position for a purpose and a reason, and the same reason my dad was. And so instead of passing down a victim mindset to me, he passed on a victor mindset,
Mhm.
and that's how I approach this. My cancer diagnosis is with this. Like, I'm a person of faith, a man of faith, and I know God has a plan for me, and I believe that for now 40 years. And if I'm being truly transparent, like, I need to honor that. I don't need to. I get to honor that because, you know, that's who I am. And
Mhm.
so I live that. In fact, I had a coaching client say to me, Alan, one thing I've learned about you is you don't just preach this, you live this. And I
Yeah.
just don't see you doing this differently behind closed doors, preaching one thing and doing another. And I said, you know what? You're exactly right, because you know who needs me more than ever? My wife and my daughter, right? Like if I'm behind closed door, a different person, they would know that. And honestly, this is harder for them than it is for me,
Yes.
right? Because they have to think about, well, what's it going to be like after Alan's gone, and as for Louisa, her husband of 31 years now, her
Yeah.
life partner gone, and my daughter who's 30, a dad gone, and maybe not getting a chance to see grandkids grow up and that kind of stuff, right? And
Mhm.
so it's harder for them than it is for me. And so for them, I have to be my authentic self
Yeah.
in public and behind closed doors. And so that's who I am. And that's why I show up the way I do every single day for them. That's my purpose. I want to, and so I have this attitude that I'm going to live for the next 30, 40 years, but I don't stick my head in the sand. I have, prepared for the worst and gotten my affairs in order. But yeah, I'm developing a plan for my life. I call it the Alan and Louisa success plan,
Okay.
regardless of whether I'm here or not. It's the Alan and Louisa
Yeah.
success plan. Yeah.
Well, you're truly an inspiration to all of us here, Alan. Because, even if I have to put myself in your position, I don't know how what I would react. I mean, I know I'm a pretty strong person, but I can only tell once I get into that situation how I would really react to it. But
Yeah.
you are a testimony of someone who is strong, who believes in God, who has a great, strong faith in, about life and how you look at everything. I mean, a lot of people have been gone, into depression just because they lost their job, or
Sure.
they lost someone in their life and they just
Sure.
get out of it. And but here you are, you know you are dealing with your health condition, and you also have a family that also you have to think about, and all the clients that you're taking care of, and you still have this very positive attitude about the whole thing. And that's something that people need to learn, that and that's why I'm having trouble here too, understanding, because I know it's going to be hard for me, but here you are. He's so
Yeah.
strong, and
Yeah.
it's like it didn't wave you or didn't crush you at all once you found out about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, the title of my talk at the chamber, Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce last week was Adversity is Opportunity.
Adversity is opportunity. Okay.
Adversity is opportunity. Yeah. And the thing is, we all have adversity, Marie. Like we all do. And my adversity is no, worse or better than anyone else's, right? Like someone else could be facing an adversity that they feel is worse than mine. And that's their feeling and that's okay. It is what it is. They are facing that adversity. And, so all I can say to that person who is facing an adversity, you know, we get to choose how we show up. And so what we focus on expands. If we continue to focus on the negative, we're going to get the negative. And so if we focus on the positive and what we can learn and how we can help, I just know that for me, that my story will be used for good, regardless of, how it ends,
Yeah.
right? Whether, how long, when it ends, it's going to be used for good, and because other people, I've had people already come up to me, man, Alan, if you're facing what you're facing, man, what I'm facing is nothing compared to that. And if you can do it, I can do it. And
Yes.
and yeah, and if that's what comes out of this, Marie, that someone gets encouraged because of what I'm facing and it encourages them to look at it differently, then man, this is all worth it.
Yes,
It's
I
all worth it.
agree. I agree. I mean, we have hundreds of people listening to us, and if any of those people that you were able to touch with your story, I mean, that's a remarkable accomplishment, in my mind, and I'm just very honored to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks, Marie. Yeah.
I know that I want to, drill down more in terms of how you coach people. But, I understand, that people need to address this regardless, and we want to make sure
Yeah.
that we communicate it first, because I know that, this is part of our life.
Yep.
And,
We
and
all face challenges.
yes,
We all do. And how we don't, we may not be able to control the challenge that faces, but we get to control how we respond to that challenge. And the thing I think about, Marie, and like I mentioned it before, is really it's not about me. It's about my wife and my daughter and the other people and how they, what for them, that's why I'm doing it,
mhm,
and that's my purpose. And when we can take the focus off of us and put it on other people, we will react way differently. We'll do things for other people that we won't do for ourselves, you
yeah,
know,
that's true.
you know what I mean? Like
I
I
yes,
hate I hate moving, but I'll go help someone else move, but I don't want to move myself,
It's yeah, I agree with you. There are times that, I tell people what to do and then I realize that I'm not doing that. you know. But it's I think something about, the love for helping others.
Yes,
And I think sometimes that actually goes beyond who we are and how we treat ourselves.
absolutely, absolutely, Marie.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we're going to take a commercial break, Alan. And for everyone out there, don't go away. We have more conversations with Alan Shimamoto, and we will be right back.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
I'm Glenn Morshower. My face may look familiar to you from lots and lots of TV and film over the last 50 years. We're doing speaker training together and we're excited about helping you. We've got a lot of fundamentals that we will cover, including the art of playfulness, knowing who you are, remembering tonality, posture, all of these things that are life-changing. They are significant not only in your professional world, but in your personal life as well. We look forward to working with you in the near future.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. And we have our guest, Alan Shimamoto, who is leadership coach. Did I say that correctly? I know I...
Yes.
Okay. But
You're good.
so Alan, I know after we talked about how you approach things with your positive mindset, let's talk about the coaching process that you do for people. And one of your accomplishment is this insurance where you turn from 4 million to 19 million. That's a huge, accomplishment. I mean, that's a lot of revenue there for that company in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you help a small business entrepreneur? I mean, what is a typical experience for someone to work with you and in terms of their, reaching out their success?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I made a mistake in that we actually started that company from zero. Luis and I
Zero.
Yeah, it was just me and her.
Okay.
And when we opened up the agency, and 5 years later, we were doing 19 million, and we actually were able to help 3 other people start their own agencies as well.
Oh my
during that
gosh.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's-
amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, a lot of people, when you lose three of your best leaders, your company would implode, but our company continued to grow in spite of, you know, helping these other three build their own companies as well
Okay.
outside of ours. But yeah, I approach things from three things, three keys:
Okay.
a mindset, a strategy, and discipline. And it really comes from my dad. My dad, when I was a kid, would say, "That's all between your ears. It's on your mindset." And so, and then the other thing he'd always say is discipline. You gotta have discipline to do your thing. And so, and then of course strategy is in there too. And I'm a strategist. That's
Okay.
that's really my where I'm at. And so, so I really start first with the mindset. I call it raising the bar, Marie.
Okay.
Belief, action, results. BAR is an acronym for belief, action, results.
Hmm.
And so when somebody doesn't have strong belief, they will take minimal action and they'll get minimal results, and that justifies their belief. And when they don't have belief, they procrastinate, they kick the can down the road, you know, things like that, right? And so what we want to do is we want to flip that belief so that someone has total certainty that they can accomplish whatever it is they want. Because see, 1% doubt is 100% uncertainty. You
Okay.
can't you can't have 99% certainty, right? Even that little bit of doubt, what happens is you'll pull back, your unconscious mind will pull back to protect you. And so then we don't go after it because we don't want to fail. And so well, in order to have success, we have to have total belief, total certainty that what we're going to do is going to work. And when we do, we can't wait to get started. We can't wait to get started. We like
Yeah.
yesterday, and now we take massive action. And when you take massive action, you get massive results, and that justifies our belief. So it really starts there. And
Okay.
and a lot of the work I do is working on what I call changing someone's identity. Most people focus on their activity, but so identity drives behavior. Most people focus on their activity and their behavior, and what I want to do is change someone's flip their identity. So here's the example. If it's like I'm a non-smoker, if someone says, "Hey, would you like a cigarette?" I say, "No, I don't smoke." But if you ask someone else the same question, "Hey, would you like a cigarette?" They might say, "No, I'm trying to quit." They still identify as a smoker who's trying to quit. So if they don't feel good, they've got anxiety or stress or something's going on,
Yeah.
what are they going to grab? They're going to grab a cigarette. Because it doesn't matter what, if I've got anxiety or stress or whatever's going on in my life, I'm never grabbing a cigarette because I am a non-smoker. That's my identity. That drives my behavior. I don't smoke.
I
And
see.
so, does that make sense?
Yes,
And
yes. No,
so,
I totally understand. And it's really interesting because I just had a situation where he felt that I was questioning his character. And I said, that's not my point. I was pointing out what the action was and how, I understood the action. And it was
yeah,
not about, making a judgment of him, but it's about the behavior and
right.
the action. So that those were the two things that I was saying, that I wasn't judging your character. I was just talking about how what we agreed upon.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So once somebody is able to focus on getting their identity changed,
Hmm.
and their behavior follows. So that's mindset and raising the bar, belief, action, results. And then the second key is strategy. So my strategy, and I don't have time to go into it today, but my strategy is the 5 pillars for success. Part of the 5 pillars is mindset,
Okay.
number one. Number two is vision. Number three is purpose. Number four is community. And number five is mentorship. When someone has all 5 of those going,
Okay.
their strategy is going to be rock solid, right?
Mm,
And so vision is a big part of it. We have to know where we're going, right?
I
It's a
agree.
big part of it. And so once we have that down, that's our GPS. Purpose is the gas on the fire. That's really at the end of the day. So one of the things that I talk about is my wife and my daughter, right? I remember at one time I weighed 245 pounds and and my doctor said, you need to lose some weight. This is about 14, 15 years ago. And I would lose 25 pounds, Marie, and put it back on, lose 25 pounds and put it back on. The reason why I'd lose the 25 pounds is because there was pain. I needed to lose it. But once I lost the 25 pounds, the pain went away. And so then I reverted back to my old habits.
I see.
So for a lot of people, their motivation is pain. It gets them started, but it doesn't keep them going unless there's either more pain or, more importantly, there's purpose. Purpose will keep people going. So one day I had to go take a test and I had this tube in my throat. I had to get in the tube, and because the doctor thought I might have GERD, and with basically the closing of the esophagus.
Okay.
And yeah, and I remember, Marie, I'm bawling as I'm getting this test done. All I kept thinking about was, I want to grow old with Louisa. I want to, walk Elizabeth down the aisle. I want to be a grandpa someday, right? And so for the first time, I had purpose. I came home that day, and Louisa's like, "What's going on?" I explained to her what happened, and I ended up losing, Marie, over the next 6 months, 50 pounds, 10 inches around my waist. And the reason why I did was because I had a purpose. And
Okay,
so I
I
tell
see.
people that's the gas on the boat. Because if you have a goal but there's no purpose, you won't fully maximize your vision, right?
Okay,
So that's why
that
purpose is
makes
important,
sense.
right? Then the next step is community, having people around you. So, having a gym community around you, or, I love pickleball. So playing pickleball, I have a pickleball community around me, right? So if you want great health, hang around 5 healthy people. If you want a great marriage, hang around 5 other people that have great marriages.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth, right? So you're the average of the 5 people you hang around most, and that's community. And then the last step is mentorship. To be a leader, we have to model what leadership looks like. And I believe the greatest leaders are great followers first. And so that's what I do. I model leadership,
Wow.
yeah.
It's a great set of rules for people to understand what they need to do with their business, and with
Yes,
your guidance and your knowledge and wisdom that you can share with them, that is incredible. And it's a gift. I would
yeah,
say it's really a gift for people who are needing that. But with so let me get back to what you were saying in regards to mentorship. Is that where you do mostly of your one-on-one, or how does that work with you?
yeah. So I do one-on-one coaching. I also have masterminds, both online and with virtual and in person. Um,
Okay.
and then I do group coaching as well. And then we do events as well. So I do a lot of my highest level coaching clients have me coach their teams along with them as well, coach the owner and their team at the same time.
And
And
do you work with a small solo entrepreneur up to, large corporation? I mean, is there like an ideal client for you?
yeah, typically 10 employees or more
Okay.
is my ideal client. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but you
And they want
still
to,
go ahead.
yeah, I still help the micro enterprise too. Yeah. Yeah. The small business, the solopreneurs, I still help them too. So yeah.
That's
But
where you do your online sessions, right?
yes,
Where you have all the
yes.
individuals. Okay, because I was able to attend that, and that was
So
actually
that call that you were on, Marie, was geared
yes.
more towards the solopreneur and the salesperson, the independent contractor, the small business owner. Yep.
Wow. That is awesome that you're also helping the small businesses, because I know, especially for the entrepreneurs, it's really hard to be able to do, to be successful in their business because they're by
Yeah.
themselves. I mean, like me, I've been a solo entrepreneur for I don't know how many years now,
Yeah.
and I'm still surviving. I'm still here, and very nice. But anyway, let's go to the next commercial break here, and we are with Alan Shimamoto here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. We have one more segment with him, so don't go away. We will be right back.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
I'm Glenn Morshower. My face may look familiar to you from lots and lots of TV and film over the last 50 years. We're doing speaker training together and we're excited about helping you. We've got a lot of fundamentals that we will cover, including the art of playfulness, knowing who you are, remembering tonality, posture, all of these things that are life-changing. They are significant not only in your professional world, but in your personal life as well. We look forward to working with you in the near future.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and our guest is Alan Shimamoto. And Alan has been helping a lot of small entrepreneurs or small business entrepreneurs and large corporations. And I'm really excited that he's here with us and shared a lot of good information to us. And Alan, I want to, give you this opportunity to talk to our listeners and audience in terms of what they need to know if they are in the middle of a challenge, or they're stuck and they don't know what to do next with their business. I mean, because sometimes a business can have a plateau and they don't know where to go next, right? Because they just don't have any information that they can take. So what will be your best advice to them?
Yeah, I would say first identify what is the outcome or vision that you have for your life and your business. Identify that first. Stay away from asking how am I going to get there? What happens, we'll get stuck on that. Focus on what is the outcome, what is the vision that you want. And number one. Number two, ask yourself the question, what is the positive impact of you achieving that vision? That will help you figure out your purpose. Then what's the negative impact of not achieving that vision? That will help you figure out the pain. And then what are the obstacles or barriers standing in the way? That will help you figure out, okay, here's what I've got to overcome. And then what are the resources that I need to get there? Once you establish those, then you can formulate your game plan. And then the last question is, what's the next step? Right? So once you establish the outcome and the vision, purpose, positive impact, negative impact, what's standing in the way, what resources do you need, what's the next step? And once you focus on the next step, then that'll lead to the next step and the next step and the next step. as long as you keep your eye on your vision. You know, when we start asking us, well, how am I going to get there? That's the question I get a lot of times is, well, how am I going to get there? You know, we won't know that until we get on the road. It's kind of like the GPS, right? Let's say hypothetically, Marie, you're in LA and you want to drive to San Francisco. So you plug in an address to San Francisco. That's your GPS says, I want to go to San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
So what's the first step? You get on the highway. Maybe you get on 101 or I-5 or whatever, right? So you get on the highway and you go north. Well, once you get going north, somewhere along the way, your GPS says, danger, danger, there's an accident. We need to reroute you. And so they reroute you to somewhere else. And then eventually you get back on the highway. But you won't know the reroute till you get there. And
Yeah.
so that's why I tell people, as long as you keep your focus on the outcome, and then now it's what's the next step, and then from there, the next step and the next step, you might have a plan, but don't get too bogged down on it because chances are that plan may change
Okay.
because the barriers and the obstacles that pop up along the way.
All right. Well, I have one question for you since I am a branding strategist. Can you let people know how branding is important within their business process?
Yeah, branding is who you are. It's your personal brand. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the area that we all, it's so important because, you know, we don't stay with the same company. You know, gone are the days that someone stays with a company for 20, 30 years. But even if someone did, their personal brand is what allows them to move up in that company. And for most people that don't stay with the company for 20, 30 years, guess what? You know what? That personal brand is what's going to take you to the next opportunity. And so it's probably one of the most important things, Marie, that you're doing to help
Yes.
someone develop that brand. And so, you know,
Well,
that's an
I'm glad to
exciting
hear
thing to
that.
do.
I'm glad to hear that from you. Now, Alan, what is the best way for them to reach out to you? Because I'm sure, you know, the people are like, they have questions for you. And what would be the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, best way would be by email, info@accelerategrowthcoaching.com, ACCELERATE, growth, GROWTH, coaching.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the best way. That you can go to our website, also accelerategrowthcoaching.com as well, and reach out that direction. And then I'm on Facebook, Alan Shimamoto, as well as Accelerate Growth Coaching is on Facebook and Instagram. We're both on Instagram as well.
Okay. And if you miss all of that, you can still reach out to me and I can connect you to Alan. I've got his number and, and I'll find a way to connect you to Alan just in case you didn't catch any of that. But my number is 619-453-4664. Again, that's 619-453-4664. And make sure that you let your people know or your friends to watch our show here every Sunday at 3:00 p.m. on KCA Radio. And we are also available on all of the streaming channels. We are in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV under Building Solid Foundations channel. We are in iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. We're also on YouTube. KCA has its own network, and Fabulous Lifestyle has its own network channel too. So you will not miss us for sure. But Alan, I want to thank you for being here today. And you know, again, we're very honored to learn from you, and I'm sure that people will need to reach out to you so they can, you know, reach their own goals and dreams too.
Yeah, Marie, thank you for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure to be able to share, and I loved it. It was awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I would love to have you as one of my speakers at the Fire Up Connect, which we have our monthly meeting that is every first Tuesday of the month. And we are meeting at the Hundlery Hotel from 11 to 2 p.m. If you are interested in joining us, first time visitor is free. You just show up there and you can go to fireupconnect.com and go to calendar and just RSVP so you can join us. And hopefully you get to meet Luisa, who is Alan's wife. She is one of our officers in that chapter. And Alan actually was in our meeting last meeting, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, it was good
okay.
to have him there. and really learn more about him. Anyway, thank you so much. And again, next week we'll be right here again Sunday here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. And thank you again for tuning into our show. Bye, everybody. We'll see you
Welcome
next
to
week.
the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.